I'm a big old quitter. I'm a big old quitty McQuitter face. So I started and then quit the 75 Hard Style Challenge. About halfway through, I got to day 42, I want to say. And I know, shame on me. We hate quitters. How dare I? How dare I start something and not finish it? But ultimately, I realized the challenge just wasn't helping me. I believe challenges like this, whether it's the style challenge, a low-buy challenge, a capsule wardrobe, those things are meant to help us in our style goals, in our closet goals, whatever you want to call it. And I realized a few weeks into this challenge that it really just wasn't helping me with any of those. It really just wasn't serving me for the point that I'm at in my life right now. And knowing when to quit, when to walk away, when to let something go is definitely something that I am continually working on, because I do have that mindset of like, well, I started this, I have to finish it, I have to see things through. But that can get toxic very quickly. Imagine if we just never let go of anything. If we just never quit anything, no matter how much it wasn't working for us, that would be chaos. That would be a mess. That would be a really fast track to misery. So yes, I began this project, this challenge with high hopes, really just wanting to see how it could help me with my closet and style goals. And then I quit, especially since this isn't something that's really that deep. It's really not that consequential to quit. There is no one else who is affected by my decision to quit this. The stakes are low. It's not that deep. If anything, it is taking a stressor off my plate, because this was just creating extra work for myself. Let's rewind back to the beginning of when I started this project. I started on April 1st. The 75 Hard Style Challenge, not to be confused with the 75 Hard Challenge, which is a workout thing, challenge, whatever. This is just a fashion challenge, a clothing challenge created by Mandy Lee. And the rules are that you get dressed every day for 75 days. You document those outfits every single day, and within that time you don't buy anything new. That's the basis of it. Sounds simple enough, right? Especially as someone who doesn't stay in their pajamas all day unless I'm actually sick. I thought this is a no-brainer. This is gonna be not that hard. It'll just be a good way to try to utilize those pieces in my closet that I don't reach for as often, try to push myself out of my comfort zone, maybe just get a little bit more creative. I wanted to push myself to move past like jeans and a t-shirt type of outfits. The only amendments to the rules that I was going to allow myself was that I would allow myself to sew new clothing for myself as long as I wasn't buying new fabric to do so. I have stuff in my stash that I'm trying to use. It is a hobby that I do on a regular basis, so I wasn't gonna stop myself from doing my hobby that brings me joy just because I wasn't buying new clothes. So sewing myself new clothing, as long as I already had the fabric on hand, was totally fine, totally on the table. And then I also was going to allow myself to buy new running shoes and cowboy boots because I was already in the process of searching for those items. It was just that I hadn't like pulled the trigger yet. So those were the two exceptions because I was already in the process of shopping for those, and delaying those by another 2.5 months was not going to be good. I take so long to make decisions when it comes to shopping for myself that it was just like, this will not be good if I put this off any longer. So starting off, I was kind of excited to try to find new ways to pair my clothing, and I'm not really someone who has documented every single day of what I wear before. I document a lot of my outfits. I should post those more on like Instagram or something, but I mostly just keep them for myself when I do take a picture of my outfits. But those are just here and there when I feel like I have a really good outfit that I like. I have not done the day-to-day thing before, so I knew that that would be good to track daily outfits. And yeah, I started off feeling optimistic about it. I was able to come up with some outfits that I really liked that first week because I did end up having somewhere to go every day that first week. But then the first weekend, I ended up going to visit my parents, and they have 2 new puppies. Precious little boogers. They are absolute turds and I love them. But I wasn't gonna dress up nice to go hang out with 2 little puppies who are not potty trained yet, and they're kind of a mess. So I ended up kind of dressing bummy for that weekend, but I still documented it. I was like, it's fine, we'll get back on track the next week. But as I went along, I was finding that dressing up every day just didn't make sense, because I would have those days where, whether it was because of puppies or working in the garden, like why would I get dressed for that? I'm just gonna be wearing like athletic gear, like a pair of leggings and a t-shirt, something comfortable that I can move around in. And so I thought, well, that's fine. I will just document it anyway, because that is just real to what my life is. I will just let myself dress like a bum on those days that I am doing that kind of work, and I will just try to focus on my hair and makeup a little bit more on those days. And that I did like. I can be kind of lazy with my hair and makeup, especially my hair. I just don't like doing my hair. Like, why can't it just look effortlessly great? That's totally not asking too much. Yeah, that East Coast humidity is just... But I found that by at least doing like a bare minimum amount of makeup and maybe just braiding my hair so that it wasn't like all over the place and crazy, did make me feel better. I felt just more ready for the day. I felt like I was fully dressed, even if I was just wearing leggings and a t-shirt. And then I want to say it was week 4 that I did my dressing fantasy / Renfaire 4-week project, which did help with at least killing the time and getting me through a week. But it was around this point that I really was starting to feel unmotivated with this. I think at this point too, I had also just let myself have a complete potato day. And honestly, I just needed that. I really just needed to have an ugly day where I just wore whatever was comfortable, did absolute diddly squat with my hair and makeup, and just existed and just let myself exist without feeling the need to look any particular way. And so again, I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll let myself have, you know, my one ugly day a week, but I'm still gonna document. I'm still gonna push through and try to get dressed every day. Even though at this point, about week 5 and 6, I just was feeling very unmotivated. I was still trying, but my heart was not in it. At this point, it was very much just continuing because I didn't want to be a quitter. But then one day I just forgot to take my daily picture. I just straight up forgot. And I was like, you know what? I believe that is my sign to quit. I don't want to try hopping back on this bandwagon because this bandwagon wasn't going anywhere that I wanted to go. So carry on, thank you, but I will travel on my own from here. But then reflecting back on all of the pictures I did collect, I have 42 pictures from 41 days because there was one day that I wore 2 outfits. I realized I still have a lot of good data there. So the collection of data was absolutely worth it. Documenting my outfits every day. I don't think this is a thing that I want to continue doing every day because it's kind of a pain in the butt, but every so often I think it would be a good idea to revisit documenting every day for like a month. I feel like I am pretty happy with where my wardrobe is right now as far as the styles that I have available to myself and the amount of clothing. So if I were trying to do like a really big shift in my wardrobe, I would document for a much longer period, maybe like 3 to 6 months, and not worry so much about if I miss a day here and there. But just for general maintenance, I think it could be very useful to me to once a season or maybe twice a year, just do a month where I document what I'm actually wearing, just as like a check-in with myself. So I went through the 42 outfits and I broke them down into 4 levels. Level 1 is like absolute potato mode and or yard work, like working out in the garden. Level 2 is super casual, what I consider the equivalent of jeans and a t-shirt, even if it is not jeans and a t-shirt, like that level of casualness where I would be fine leaving the house, but I didn't really put like effort into it. Level 3 is casual but with effort, where I feel like I really put some thought behind the outfit. And level 4 is formal or dressy. Not a big surprise, I only had one day that I had to dress this way, and because I was trying really hard not to buy anything, I ended up wearing the bridesmaid's dress from my wedding. It was not my first choice. It wasn't the best looking thing on me, but I didn't have anything else that was formal, that was comfortable at the time. Oh, because I was also on my period and I was just like not having it with my other formal dress. Felt a little bit frumpy, but ultimately I was very comfortable. And while I was there, I wasn't even thinking about what I was wearing. Like, I was able to just enjoy myself, enjoy the wedding that we went to, and had a good time. So it worked out fine. And then for the other categories, I was in potato mode for 10 out of the 42 outfits, so about 24%. My super casual outfits, like jeans and t-shirt outfits, were 13, that's 31%. And my casual outfits with effort was 18 or 43%. So the highest percentage of outfits were casual with effort, followed by ultra casual, like around the house, around the neighborhood casual. So I feel pretty good about that. Like, I am more often than not getting dressed in a way that is presentable to society and I feel somewhat put together, if not confident about my outfit. But like I said, it is, I think, good for me to do at least one potato mode ugly day a week, just to allow myself those days of just existing and not worrying about how I look, and because some days that's just what makes sense for what my tasks are that day. I might still do a little bit of makeup and fix up my hair on those days just because I feel more put together and I feel more confident when I do that, but I don't want to feel like I have to. Additionally, just as a side note, I did find the no shopping rule to be rather unhelpful to me personally for where I am in my life. So as I said, I feel comfortable and content with where my wardrobe is and the amount of clothing that I have. And so this hard and fast no shopping rule really just put me back into an unhealthy headspace. Having grown up low income, I definitely struggle with scarcity mindset, and I have really had to work on not feeling guilty every time I spend money, like even for groceries. I'm a lot better at it now than I used to be, but putting a rule on myself that I can't buy anything just put me right back in that headspace. So I don't like that. I think it is helpful for me to make sure that I am mindful of what I'm buying and maybe set like limits or just make sure that I'm being really picky. But just saying like hard and fast, absolutely nothing is really unhealthy for me at this time. And I don't have a shopping problem. Me spending 20 bucks on a shirt once in a while is not hurting us. So that was not helpful for me. I think for some people it can be if you really do have a shopping problem or you just have way too many clothes that you need to sort through before you even think about adding anything else. But yeah, for me personally, that was not a helpful rule. So my big takeaways from this experience: while this challenge was not for me, I do think there are people for whom it can be very helpful, more so if you have a job or just a life that has you out of the house more or has you public facing more frequently throughout your week. But the biggest takeaway from this for me was the data collection part. Just simply documenting what I was actually wearing, whether or not I put effort into it, was actually very helpful. That was definitely more useful to me in understanding where I'm at currently in my style, in my wardrobe, and where I should go moving forward with closet curation than forcing myself to dress up for a life that I don't have. Forcing myself to dress up more than what makes sense for my day just does not feel authentic to where I am currently, and it was an added stressor, it was added work, but simply just documenting my outfits is helpful. So in the future, I don't think I would repeat this challenge exactly, but I could see myself doing a variation of this challenge. Simply documenting my outfits every day for a month with no pressure to dress up, possibly combined with the no buy aspect. But again, only for a month. I think that taking that approach aligns way more with where I am currently and with the needs of my life at this moment. So those are my thoughts on the 75 hard challenge. Yes, I'm a big old quitter. I'm a big old quitty McQuitter face. And I'm sure a couple of people are gonna be so butthurt about that for some reason. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments, because I am tired of caring about having quit a thing that just didn't work for me. Leave whatever emoji you feel like leaving. I think I'm PMSing. Okay, see ya.